Amazing to see all of you.
Hi, everyone.
I'm so grateful that we're here all gathered together. Some of us are in Chicago, and one of us is in San Francisco and soon to join our team. It's amazing to see you. Let's see, soon to be Rabbi Rena Singer. It's really extraordinary to have you with us. And just a quick question, how are you holding up?
I'm fine. I feel very grateful to be in San Francisco with my family right now. There's a lot of space, especially compared to New York City, where I'm coming from. And I'm just so excited to be here with all of you. And I really can't wait to be together in person as soon as possible.
We can hardly wait. And we are so grateful that Rabbi Don Rossoff is still with us. So, how wonderful to have this huge, amazing, I would say, not only brain, but heart trust of clergy to be able for us to share with each other what's been getting us through right now and what's been giving us both hope and courage and inspiration. And Cantor, you bring so much to us. You bring so much wisdom, and the way that you're able to do that often through your gorgeous voice and your beautiful song. I wanted to see if you would share with us today what's been getting you through.
Hi, everyone. So this has been this has given me an opportunity to be home on a completely different schedule, and it has made me dream more and daydream more, and it's made me have a flood of memories from my childhood as I'm having different touch points with my own sons. I have their bunk beds here, which is why I'm patching in from here purposefully. You'll understand in a moment. Is because I'm sort of remembering things that my mom and dad did, and trying to not even realizing sometimes that I'm modeling some of these same behaviors all of a sudden that I now have time to do. And maybe I'm also seeking some comfort for myself and kind of going back in time a little bit. So one of these songs is a special little Hebrew folk song. Its origin is actually a Russian, just an old Russian ballad. It's been utilized throughout post-war during times of soldiers and loss, but it has this incredible, hopeful, little beautiful tilt to it. The way I associate this song is literally in the bedroom, because every night that my mother came home from work, which was always really late because she sang in the opera, she sometimes at 1 a.m., 2 a.m. would come to our beds and she would rub our backs and she would sing this song almost every time. This particular song called Be'arvot HaNegev, in the plains of the Negev. And I, for most of my childhood, heard this song and I associate my back being rubbed while I hear it. And I've sung this song to the boys many times, but recently I haven't done it in so long, it started to flood back to me. So I'll sing you a little piece of it and then I'm going to read you what this song is about. And it goes, בערבות הנגב מתנוצץ הטל, בערבות הנגב איש מגן נפל, לא נושם הנער ונדם הלב, את גלורית השר רוח תלתה. And the words, when I got a little bit older and I sang the song at a concert once dedicated to my mother, I called my mother and I said, Mom, why were you singing that song to us? It's a really depressing song, Mom. So let me read this to you. This was my lullaby. In the plains of the Negev desert, the dew glistens. In the plains of the Negev desert, a defenseman has fallen. The boy's heart has stopped and he is without breath. The breeze caresses the front of the moon with sadness and terrible grief. An old mother stands and comes to her own terms. The tears streamed down from her mother's face. From the mother's face, a lead bullet came and broke her heart. Then a tall boy emerged and said to the mother, "Do not cry, mother. In days of command, mother, we faced our enemies like an iron wall, facing an attacker and a tyrannical, angry king. If you allow, I will be your son." In the plains of the Negev, he held her hand and said, "If you will it, friends, it is no legend." And for me, I love that idea that even in our times of loss and grief, and sometimes when we just are not even able to hold the hand of somebody we love, the idea that a stranger or that someone would come to us and see us grieving or see us in pain and say, "I'll be your companion. I'll take your hand." I find that incredibly comforting. So she helped me see why, perhaps maybe all those years, the image of that mom standing at that negative, and how beautiful it is that someone would come for each of us and take our hand and be our friend, everything we need right now. So that's my sweet little Be'arvota Negev.
Thank you, Shira. Yeah, I'm really touched by the moment that you realize what a crazy song to have as a lullaby. What a weird song to have as a lullaby. And the word lullaby really made me think about the lyrics, because the very last line of this song has "Im tirtzu Hevraya Enzo Agada." So it takes the line from Herzl, "Im tirtzu Enzo Agada," and the word friends in the middle there. But when I looked up this song, it translated it as "if you will it, it is no fairy tale." I was like, I have never heard that translation of this. And
Nice.
so that there's this play in here of real life versus not real life, fairy tale and dream, into what is actually going on. And when we think about lullabies, they normally are characterized like fairy tales, but why can't they be real life as well? That's what I'm thinking about.
Thank you.
Wow, Cantor, that was just so beautiful. As you were singing, I was almost feeling my back being stroked. To come back to those times in childhood where comfort and safety and security were in the hands of a parent, and what you are doing with your children, and what so many others are doing with their children to provide comfort and a sense of hope. Listening to the lyrics, and I had been familiar with the tune, but that was before I really understood Hebrew. And listening to the lyrics and reading the translation, I just have to say this, Cantor, I think maybe this explains something about you. But the other thing too, which resonated with me, is the sense, especially with the Ein Zo Agadah, the final words of Herzl, that we're part of something bigger. And it involves loss, it involves sacrifice, it involves pain, but we're in this together, and there's a larger vision, a larger perspective. So thank you and bless you for that, sharing that beautiful song and your beautiful soul.
Thank you, Rabbi.
So, first of all, Cantor, it was so exciting to hear your voice and to just be held by the comfort of it. And I love that we were in the room, in your kids' room, and it felt really comforting, even though it's like 11 a.m. here. I felt like, yes, this
You
is
can
a
take
nice
a nap. You're allowed.
evening. Exactly. But it made me think about our nighttime rituals, and how natural it is that your mom came in every night to sing to you, and now maybe that's something you do with your kids, and how helpful that can be at a time like this, that we have these built-in rituals that, you know, we can aspire to do all of the time in our Jewish home lives, but right now could just be more helpful than ever, to have the normalcy of what does it mean to say a prayer at night as we're going to bed, and to think about the people we love, and to just, you know, end the evening by sending good wishes to them and to us. Yeah, so that's what I was thinking about.
I'm so happy to officially talk to you this way.
Me too.
And I love, Rena, how what you brought up was almost exactly for me what was evoked, is this feeling, especially, I just, you know, the cantor a lot of times when we're there, and in person on Shabbat. And I love cantor how a lot of times when you introduce the Hashkivenu, how you say, this is our people's lullaby. And, you know, and it has so personally in our house, like, especially when the boys were infants, that was their lullaby, that now we still sing the Shema every night together. But it used to be that we would sing the Shema and I would just hold them and sing the Hashkivenu. And I remembered always praying that, like, that someday they'll find a loved one, a real mate who would just love them like the way that I love them. And I find that every night we have the ability to sing ourselves to sleep, right? To be able to, like, these lullabies of our people. So we might not have a mom who strokes our back, and sings those beautiful words, that are also dark and haunting, and yet so reassuring, especially Cantor, the way that you talked about what that felt like for you to be thinking of, like, that there's somebody who's saying, I still want your hand, I still hold your hand. That I feel like to be able to, for us to be able to provide that comfort sometimes, knowing that for thousands of years our people have sung these songs, these prayers that have helped us to find peace among the chaos. I love that notion of the Negev, you know, this big open desert, and still saying, and in this wilderness, I can give you this song. So Cantor, thank you for bringing us this song. Thank you for bringing your voice, your spirit, and thanks for bringing your mom this week into our own ways of finding comfort.
So I'll do one more verse of this, and I chose this verse because you'll hear the word Ima. This is that wonderful moment where they say, Mom, I'll be your son. And I think that all of us can be the default child and parent for just about anybody that we come across on any given day. So let us be comfort to someone else too, and listen out for that mothering, beautiful sound. Atzar kadima nagva koma vayomar laima halach bedima bachureinu ima bimei bekuda mul shoneinu ima choma pelada. I love and miss you, rabbis.
We love and miss you too. And
Love you too.
wonderful to be able to still feel you like this. Thank you.
I'm reaching out.
Stay safe.